Me and you can share one. Like really quick.
Slogan is lights off. Turn off. I know, that's all I got. Turn off. No, that stays on. Turn off CD2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dick Shields Auditorium for the spring production of Mary Poppins Jr. Feel free to applaud after every scene and song. Refrain from using any and all flash photography, and be sure to turn off all cell phones and babies. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
To happen, all happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chimney, chim chim. Jerry, Jim, Jeru.
Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time. And who gets up with the children with no nanny in the house? Me, that's who. I've said my say, Mrs. Brill. I've done with this house forever. Well, good riddance then. And mind you, don't stumble on your way out.
Where is she going? What on earth am I going to say to Mr. Banks?
What is all of this commotion? Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Coat heard you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny's a stalwart our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane. Briefcase. Umbrella.
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
Few men alive could manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we could never afford someone of her caliber. Now, place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible service at the lowest possible wage.
Father, we've written our own advertisement.
What on earth?
Please, George, I think we should hear it.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no warts. That's the part I put in. Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and very pretty.
Of all the ridiculous...
George, please.
Take us on outings, give us treats, sing songs, bring sweets. We won't tie your spectacles so you can't see. Put toads in your bed or pepper in your tea. Hurry, Nanny, many thanks, sincerely, Jane and Michael Banks.
Well, that is quite enough Tommy rot for one day. Now, would you please go to the nursery and let me get to work?
They were only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of the household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign. On Cherry Tree Lane. Hello?
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? I haven't supposed any advertisement.
Now let's see. Play games, all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
No, none at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
But take it up with Mrs. Banks. She deals with all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
Oh, I make it a rule never to give references.
Oh, I see.
I'll see the children now, thank you.
Oh, yes, of course. You'll find they're very nice children. Now, this is... Oh.
And Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. Michael, close your mouth. You're not codfish. Best foot forward. Spit spot.
Miss Brill, we have a nanny.
Did she pass her interview then?
Or I did.
A very tidy nursery, I must say. Tidier than I was expecting. And who's responsible for that?
Mrs. B. I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, if there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Now, I always say the perfect place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it. We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky. Mary Poppins, how could you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list. I am not an item on the weekly shopper, thank you very much.
How do you come then? It is as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now, stand over here. Just as I thought, a noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. Noisy, mischievous, trouble.
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you. Let me see. What about your measurement, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, so people say. Each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and paddedly sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Now, perhaps you have a few questions?
Not temperamental,
Never.
grouchy or gruff.
Very thought.
Will you say tender when the going is tough?
Quite the contrary.
Will you read stories without a big fuss? Or have objections with playing with us?
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this. I like games, but I choose them.
That's not fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I was practically perfect, and here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect. Practically perfect. We will be practically perfect in every way. Best foot forward, split spot.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work, from me own memory. Stay right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins.
It's nice to see you, Bert.
Well, I must say you do look swell.
He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
I've seen him running about chasing a kite.
It isn't a real one.
So, what are you up to?
Mary Poppins says it's a game. It's called A Walk in the Park. Some game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come along, Bert.
You can't come with us. You're too dirty. Besides, we don't want to go to the stinking park anyway.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you've never dreamed of. All that it takes is a spark. Then something as plain as a park becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand. Oh, it's a jolly old day with Mary. Mary makes art so light.
Oh, really?
When the day is gray and ordinary, Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense, Bert.
Oh, happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the
I
dawn.
haven't the faintest idea.
When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've enough brass for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly old day with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Go on, you two.
Boring, just like all the nannies thinking. Parks are good for us. It's just statues, ducks, and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing it despite us? We could lose it for a lot. Perhaps it's all a plot. I'll tell you what, she seems so different, but I bet she's not. There is nothing to excite us in the park.
What was that?
You are quite wrong, you know. When you take a walk with Mary,
Anything can happen.
What? Who are you?
I'm Julius. I've waited half a century to take a walk on a sunny day like this. Each man out with his dog will stand above to see a statue take a gentle jog.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Oh, what's going on? From his heart and Mary makes love so bound to make love. Lord, oh, what's it going to say? Sunshine from heaven. Lord, it is a picture. Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
Jane, did that really just happen?
Yes, but how?
Mary Poppins, of course.
But how did you make it happen?
Anything can happen if you let it.
Mary Poppins, how long will you stay?
We'll see.
You won't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the wind changes. Now, come along in.
Jane and Michael want to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Very well.
Oh, Daddy, we have a fantastic day. We sang with a busker and danced with a statue. You wouldn't have approved, but...
If you knew that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, could I have a kite? A prepper one?
Could you fly it?
You could always teach me.
And when would I have time to do that? Now, will you please go to the nursery and let me get on?
Poor Michael, all he cares about is flying kites.
I used to love flying kites when I was his age, but my nanny, Miss Andrews, soon frightened it out of me.
Is it out of the question to do without a nanny?
Don't be absurd. All the best people have nannies, so the wives can do charity work and entertain. Speaking of which, how's your tea party coming along?
I'm not sure. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
Well, they're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall ye be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends.
Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. Now, are you going to say something to Mary Poppins about this afternoon or not?
I don't think so.
Very well, but just make sure she's doing things our way, not hers.
Winds do change, tides can turn, sink or swim, see what you learn. me I was told when I was small, just learn a trade. So I learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim tree.
Just out of the oven. It's too hot to be iced, or touched, for that matter.
Are you quite sure you know how to ice it?
Quite sure. And in case you're worried, I have not been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
I'll just go up and check the drawing room.
I'd like to be rich, but destiny thought otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room. She says you can tell Roberts and I what to do.
Does she indeed?
Please, Mrs. Brill, I don't mind.
Okay, I will give you one task and one task only. Put the icing tools next to the cake. Do you think you can manage that?
Is that all?
For you, yes. For me, no. I swear a slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how?
Don't be so feeble. Get the eggs and flour.
Are there eggs in icing?
There are in mine. Roberts and I, bring me the cake.
Miss Brill, go up and get ready now.
What have you done? Robert's knife. Oh dear. Should I call a doctor?
I don't think that will be necessary, ma'am.
Children, you know how important this party is. You deserve some very nasty medicine. Just wait till bedtime.
Oh, I don't think we should wait till then, ma'am. Why not go up and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we?
But we're not ill. I won't take it and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Open.
But it's strawberry ice.
Now you. I'm not sure I like strawberry ice. I'm not sure I care. Open. Lime cordial. Now, off we go. Michael, I know you like to keep things neat. Jane.
I told you she was tricky.
Must we? Can't Roberts and I do it when he wakes up? He's a servant. With that attitude, you get through many staff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there's an element of fun. You find the fun and snap. The job's a game, and every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Oh, my point exactly. The honeybees that fetch the nectar from the flowers to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find that a task is not a grind. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Right yourselves, please. Spit spot. Up we go, Roberts and I.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle worker.
How did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. The medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. In the most delightful way.
Mary Poppins, where are we going today?
I thought we could play our next game.
What game?
Oh, visit to the bank.
That's not a game. Did Daddy agree?
If he did,
You must have put that idea into his head somehow.
what an impairment thing to say. Me, putting ideas into other people's heads. Really?
Hustlers coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
Every transaction, credit or debt, zero balance, savings on
Her banks, what objections can you have? My security is more than adequate. That in America is an expanding market. Have you no courage?
Mr. Von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? Money, of course.
Yes, money, but I wonder, making money out of money, is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker?
Have you come to your decision yet, Mr. Banks? There's a ton of good people whose future depend on you.
I know that.
Give us this chance. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I'd give it everything I've got.
I believe you, Mr. Northbrook, and I've tried to find a way, but how can I be sure the money would be safe?
What about my workforce? They all make it safe. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you'd invest in us today, it paves our way. I promise we repay the loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but what on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done, and no man should be too busy for his own children. What are you here for, young man? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it's never too early to learn its value.
You know the value of this? 6 pence.
No, that's its worth. Its values in how you spend it. Do good and may you have good luck.
What do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
When I was a boy, I would have never dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course, my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way.
What about your mother?
I shouldn't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Then who kissed you goodnight, Miss Andrew?
Of course not. There was no time for hugs and kisses and all that soppy nonsense.
Poor Daddy.
When you invest the bank's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say a good idea, but a good man is much rarer and much more valuable.
Come along, children.
Mr. Von Hustler, I've considered your arguments, but I'm afraid my answer is no.
So you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I recognize a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, Herb Banks.
A man with dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. Now, Mr. Northbrook, when exactly could this new factory open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. The birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Don't point. And for your information, she's not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
When will you learn to look past what you see? Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes in her own special way to the people she calls. Come buy my bags full of coal. Don't fear the little birds, show them you can, and you'll be glad if you do. They are wander hungry, the nests are so big, all it takes is stopping from you. The birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead the birds fill the skies. Here, one bag, please. Simple and few. Listen, listen, she's calling to you. Be the bird, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Hello, Mary. Hello, kids.
Hello. We're off to Mrs. Corey's talking shop. Care to join us?
Talking shop?
Who's Miss Corey?
Who's Miss Corey? Mrs. Corey is older than anyone in the world. She talked to William before he went conquering, to Vlad before he went impaling, and to Alexander before he weren't so great.
That's impossible. Anything can happen if you let it.
Well, if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us.
And how is poor little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks, your father. He used to give his nanny the slip and come into my shop here in secret. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread stars. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
I did want an ounce of conversations.
I'm out of conversations, and I'm right out of words, too. Ooh, I do have some letters.
Now, what words can we make?
Rotoplex.
Lepidopterus.
Those don't count. You made it up.
And where do you think words came from in the first place? Someone had to make them up.
No, we can't always use the same letter more than once. Let's see. Supercalifragilistic expialidocious.
That's not a word.
Of course it's a word. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But it doesn't mean anything. It can mean exactly what you want it to.
for chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
Oh, if they heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the abyss because those Latin scholars never heard a word like this. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
If you say it softly, that can be obnoxious. Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis. Yeah! Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
You know you can say it backwards, which is Sucoliae extusiardiphilocrepus.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for delay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Think out those 18 consonants as 16,000 well, and put them in order, which is very hard to
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L-I-D O-C-I-O-U-S.
Smarty pants.
S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L O-C-I-O-U-S S-U-P-E-R C-A-L-I-F R-A-G-I-L I-S-T-I-C-E-X-P-I-A-L O-C-I-O-U-S.
Here we go!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious.
Why are you home so early? Is everything all right?
No, everything's all wrong. After I refused to loan the bank's money to some German chap, he went to our chief rivals, they gave him the loan, and now it looks set to be a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to be right every time.
It's exactly what they expect.
Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud,
That's more than loud enough! Go to your room! Mary Poppins, you are here to teach the children respect, and just look at them!
George, you're tired. Mary Poppins, perhaps you can keep the children occupied in the nursery tonight.
That's not fair. Daddy loses his temper and we're shoved to the nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten. I hate him.
James, take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father. Take the children upstairs. Please, Mary Poppins. If you have problems, I'd like to share them.
Oh, you will. I've been suspended from the bank without pay until they decide what to do with me.
Turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick. 'Cause if the wind changes, the face might just stick. Chim chimney, chim chim, chiree chim cheroo.
Why does Daddy get so cross? Fathers are supposed to look after the children, not yell at them all the time.
Maybe, but have you ever wondered who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose.
Not the children.
Wouldn't that rather be upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down, for a while anyway.
But I don't want to be an upside down family. I wish I could run away.
Why don't you?
But you'd miss me.
No, I wouldn't.
Just get into bed.
Oh, Mary Poppins, I wish you'd just leave us alone.
Be careful of the things you wish for.
Don't you ever stop.
You should govern your temper, or your temper will govern you.
I'm sick of your stupid sayings and your stupid games.
Just get into bed.
Well, I won't go to bed and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things,
Your information?
is faulty. Playing the game, having a ball. Those who won't play shan't play at all. Will we meet again? Maybe when they've learned to play the game.
Up where the smoke is all billowed and curls, between pavement and stars is the chimney sweep's world, where there's hardly no day, nor hardly no night. There's things off in shadow and off way in light. On the rooftops of London, coo! What a sight!
Joining the suits tonight, are we?
The best view in the world, eh? Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheroo.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Or blow me a kiss, Bert, and that's lucky too. Oh, you're going then?
The wind has changed.
But they're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me.
So?
So they've got to do the next bear on their own. Cheerio, Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
Where's Mary Poppins? Gone?
Mrs. Brill, what does au revoir mean?
Why?
Because that's what she's written in this note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins.
It's French. It means till we meet again. Now come inside before you catch your death.
Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them what sing chim chim cheree chim cheroo. Chim chimney chim chim cheree chim cheroo. The wind may blow, but who's to know exactly what it's bringing? Good news or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging. A gentle breeze that moves the trees becomes an icy blast. They struggle on, and now 6 weeks have passed.
Miss Brill, is the nursery tidy? As tidy as I can make it, ma'am. Seeing as how for the past 6 weeks, I've had all the work to do taking care of the children ever since she left, and now I've got all the work to do getting the house ready to welcome her back.
If you knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, ma'am? Fancy that.
Miss Brill, it's her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
But the note says till we meet again.
George, I have a surprise. You know very well that I hate surprises. I do believe you're going to be proud of me. Hurry up, everybody. I want her to find everything spit, spot, spick, and
stand.
Our
Sense of excitement is hard to contain.
Orders returning.
Wonders are turning. Someone is returning to Cherry Tree Lane.
Good morning.
the Holy Terror!
It's so lovely to finally meet you.
It was thoroughly unpleasant. Where did George go?
I'm afraid he had an urgent appointment.
It's not much of a house, is it?
We like it.
Then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Look at there and there. Filth.
Now just a minute.
Ah, you must be the children. I don't suppose you know who I am.
Yes, we do. You're the Holy Terror.
Impudent boy. Why aren't you wearing your stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut, what manners. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap. These are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing that changes are made. Open!
Does it taste as bad as it smells?
Worse, open! Your son will go to boarding school at once. As for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I feel it's clear that it leads to such bad habits. First threaten to throttle, then uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now show me to my room.
I'm disappointed. I truly am. I thought it was going to be her with the umbrella.
What are we going to do?
The only thing we can do, run away.
What's the matter? Who's after you?
The nastiest nanny in the world?
Is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something that would eat its young,
Miss Angela's daddy's nanny.
which explains a lot.
Poor daddy. Ever since he lost his job, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say he needed her help, but now it's too late.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Why don't we start things off with a bit of a shake for good luck?
Why would shaking hands with you bring us luck?
Didn't anyone ever tell you it's lucky to shake a chimney sweep's hand?
Mama, look, it's a real one. What's the matter? You've always wanted to fly a paper kite.
I've always wanted to fly one with Daddy.
Yes, you can. But you need to know how it's done. Get some training in, and you'll make him the proudest father in the whole bloomin' empire. Tuppence for paper and strings. You can have your own set of wings. Your feet on the ground, your bird in flight with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Reel it in! I can't! It's stuck!
I'll help.
Poppins, I knew you'd come back. Don't squeeze. I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
Because we've run away.
Have you indeed?
It's been so awful since you went away, and now Miss Andrews come, and Daddy's ruined, and we never helped him like you said he wanted us to, and...
Oh my eye, but your life's a tragedy. Now, let's go home and don't dawdle.
But we can't. She's there. She came as a surprise for Daddy this morning.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll have to be a surprise for her. Hello, Bert.
Welcome, Mary. You're a sight for sore eyes.
You really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
Left without notice.
And I've come back without notice.
I see. And what do you expect me to do? Pack! Pack! You insolent young person, how dare you speak to me this way? Brimstone and treacle, my favorite liquor, that will make runaways stop. Impudent children respond so much quicker when first you drink every last drop. I brought up their father,
Well, that I don't doubt. You must be so proud of the way he turned out.
a shining example, a pillar.
A post, they all have their problems, but him more than most. I recognize fully that you are a bully who've used cruel deeds as a pet. Well, now here's a catch because you've met your match.
Brimstone and treacle for you.
Spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle for you.
Spoonful of sugar.
Brimstone and treacle won't
There, that's given her a taste of her own medicine.
Mary Poppins, where did you come from?
She came from...
Michael!
Michael, Jane, you were very naughty for running off like that. I should be mad as anything if I weren't so pleased to see you. Where's Miss Andrew?
She's gone.
Gone? Why?
She didn't give a reason, ma'am.
Evening, ma'am. Tell us when we're doing his work. Good night.
George?
Where is she?
Who? Miss Andrew? She's gone. George, Mary Poppins is back.
Oh, she. Oh, hi. I wonder if I might have a word. Things have not gone well for us since you left him.
About my wages, sir. If you don't mind, I should prefer if you let me through.
Oh, if only you knew how many were accruing as it is.
Now, I must get started. Jane, Michael, Spitspot.
Come along, darling. After so many years of good service, you made one wrong decision. What's the worst that could happen?
Winifred, if I am to be dismissed to the bank, we'll be destitute.
We'll still have what really matters, the children and each other.
Is that locket new? What's inside it?
A portrait.
Whose?
You'll see when the time comes, and not before.
You're gonna stay this time, aren't you, Mary Poppins?
We'll see. I'll stay till the chain breaks.
What chain? Where?
Let's wait and see.
Uncanny nannies are hard to find.
Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind.
You're practically perfect.
And yet I'm sure there's room for improvement. A few games more.
Hello, Bert. Bert, what are you doing up here?
And where else should a chimney sweep be?
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we're awfully small and unimportant.
Oh, speak for yourselves.
Not us, but our troubles. They seem so big down in the nursery, but up here?
That's more like it. Troubles are never so bad when you look at them from a little higher up.
Brush away the dirt and soot. Brush away your tears. Cobwebs down, swept away. Hang around years.
We may look a motley crew, smudged with tar and rust. But when you need an helping hand, try to step in just in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time.
Tall, that is a step in time. Parenthood's the same.
Never miss a chance to get it right. Don't it seem a perfect crime? Don't it seem a shame?
When steps aren't going as smoothly as they might.
Backstreet step in time. Backstreet step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Backstreet step in time. Link your elbows, step in time. Link your elbows, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Link your elbows, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time. Oh, step in time. Step in time. Step. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up. Step. Never need a reason, step in time.
And remember, there's always more folk should you need them. Back to nursery.
Back to the nursery.
Back to the nursery, step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Back to the nursery, step in time.
What's all this? What is all this?
Special delivery for church weeks as well.
Special delivery.
Special delivery, step in time. Special delivery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Special delivery, step in time.
Well, time to go now. Good night, Governor.
Not so fast. Go to your room. Jane, you too. Poppins, would you be kind enough to explain?
First of all, I would like to make one thing very clear.
Yes?
I never explain anything.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me tonight at the close of business.
Tonight?
Well, we'd might as well face it. In just a few hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
Are you sure?
Quite sure, so we'd better make some plans. Oh, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Gingerbread stars I hid from my nanny once. I used to think that when I grew up I'd learn everything there was to know about the stars. It's funny, I haven't thought about all that in years.
It's good to look back sometimes.
It's that Poppins woman. This is all her fault.
I know the person. What's that thing she's always saying? Just a spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself an healthy helping every day. Well, good night, Governor.
Good night to you too, Bert.
Daddy, do you remember when we came to the bank?
Yes.
Well, we were each given a sixpence and told to spend them carefully.
Excellent advice. What did you buy with them?
Nothing yet, and we've decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins has put you up to this?
She hasn't said a word about it. We thought a bit of extra cash might loosen things up a bit.
Good night, Daddy. We do love you, you know.
Yes, he is. But remember, he loves you very much. And that's far more important than jobs or houses or anything else.
Are you going to the bank with him?
I'd like to, but I'm afraid it just isn't possible.
Mary Poppins says anything is possible.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made. You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade.
Anything can happen, it's Marvel.
You can be a butterfly
Or just stay alive, or stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic. No sound advice and don't forget it. Anything can happen if you let it. If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we've found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you'll get the stars thrown in.
Feed the birds there, only tuppence a bag.
I would take it as a great favor if you would kindly feed them for me. to know why. You want to know why? Then I'll tell you why. Von Hustle. I turned down Mr. Von Hustle because his scheme was hollow. He talked about assets and profits and growth, but there was no word about people. I apologize for ruining the bank, but I do not apologize for knowing that there are more important things than making money.
My dear chap, Von Hustler's schemes have ruined our rivals in the nastiest scandals since records began. We're not wanting your apologies. We're offering ours.
Oh my word.
Another thing, do you remember giving a loan to a man named Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it and building 2 new factories with the percentage you negotiated. We're bound to make a fortune.
Oh my word.
That's just it. We'd hope you'd tell us how you did it. Just give us the word. It'll be very safe with us.
Give you the word, I'll give you the word, all right? It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You know the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Forgive him, it's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrew. The Holy Terror.
She taught me everything I know.
Now's your chance to forget it.
It's all right, darling. I've made the bank a fortune.
Really?
By way of recompense, we'd like to offer you the position of senior manager with payment at double.
Exactly how much has he made you?
Triple. Quadruple your present rate.
Close your mouth, George. We're not codfish.
Well,
I accept, but you must know one thing. From now on, my family comes first.
agreed.
Agreed. Winifred, I'm afraid I've underestimated you.
Oh, George. Anything can happen. It's official. You can choose the simple or the superficial. Sally for the way we're steering. Obstacles start disappearing. Go on, chase your dreams. You won't regret it. Anything can happen if you let it.
You are a fine boy, Michael Banks, and one day you will be a fine man.
Oh, Mary, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
All gentle and kind. It's not a bit like you. Be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross again.
Is that the thanks I get for the trouble I've taken?
That's better.
Just get into bed.
It's tonight, isn't it?
Yes, Bert.
Well, goodbye then, Mary.
With every job when it's complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the task is done. Though in your heart you'd like to stay, to help things on their way. You've always known they must do it alone. There, practically perfect, and I hope it remains so.
Look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. Oh, the chain's broken. Don't you remember? I'll stay until the chain breaks. What's inside?
A portrait of the three of us, with a good deal of love, Mary Poppins.
Where's Mary Poppins?
Gone.
Gone. How peculiar.
Well, she'll be back. Now, what do you think of this?
It's the best I've ever seen.
Could we fly it together?
Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing?
Because we don't need her, not anymore. And other families will need her, won't they, Daddy?
They will. Now,
I wonder if she's right, George, and we really could do without a nanny from now on.
Well,
What do you think?
I think you'd better dance with me.
George, this is serious.
Look, the shooting star. We should wish on it.
Oh, I think we can do better than that. If you reach for the stars, all you'll get are the stars, but we found a hole instead.
If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it. Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you started living life, you just can't get enough. Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose the super or the superficial. Sally forth away with steering. Obstacles start disappearing. Go and chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
We won't forget you, Mary Poppins. We'll never forget.
If you let it.
There you have it, folks. Feel free to come say hello to the cast and crew and take some pictures on the stage. We hope you enjoyed the show.